Well, this is what I wanted to show you. This is called an electronic acupuncture pen. And if you've never heard of it, maybe you've heard of a doctor that does acupuncture or acupressure, or maybe you do acupressure on your own self at home. And I'm not going to say what brand I think you should try or anything, but there is one. I made notes here. I want to read it to you that says it's a top brand. I'm not going to mention the name, and it's not this one either. It says, this is a high-end, FDA certified American manufacturer. Their devices are built to scientific standards with 99.94% accuracy rating, primarily used by licensed professionals. So that would be a professional doctor that does acupuncture. Okay. So it goes on to talk about a few other details in it. I won't go into that. But anyway, when you type into Google AI and you ask, please tell me some of the best models of electronic acupuncture pens to get, it gives you a list of them. And I just read, just the one. But anyway, the thing is, the reason I'm talking about this pen is I've done acupressure on myself for years, which is just putting pressure on the acupuncture points. Now, you might think I'm crazy for doing something like that, but I've really put a lot of research into it. And you can do your own research too. But I'm just going to read to you some of the more prominent research groups that most people are more familiar with that you can go into. Okay. The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health. That's NCCIH. That's sort of the gold standard for research. And then there's a few others, but I wrote notes. I'm not going to do that, all them notes. I guess what I want to say is, for years ago, starting years ago, I had a small little health food store, and I just wasn't allowed to say anything at all about my personal opinions. I had to just keep it to myself. So I would say, well, this particular book or this particular doctor says this. Or I could say, well, most of the people that come in here, what they like is this product because they feel this. And who I would rely on for research would be the representatives of the different herb companies or vitamin companies. They could quote research to me that they had done or they had looked up. Anyway, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm so tired of all these things I can't do and can't say, and I'm having to just be careful of what I can say. I can say what I think personally works for me, okay? And I can say this, and I've wanted to say this for a long time. My parents, both of them, my dad died first. He was 68 when he died. And about 14 years later, my mother died, and she was 68 when she died. So it's just, my brother died at 4. But I've lived so far 10 years longer than they did. And that's why I got into natural stuff, so that I could live longer, and I have lived longer on it. So I just want to say that I'm tired of being told what I can say and not say, and yet still I have to be very careful what I say. But now to get back to the acupressure pen. Okay. I used it for a while, and then I didn't use it for a long time because I was afraid to use the little let's do this right. It puts out a tiny little charge, and I didn't want to use the charge. Okay. So I just, because of my own little mental fears, whatever, but I started just using acupressure. Well, once I got used to where the acupressure points were and I could feel them, okay, then I knew that when I put that pin on there, And if I felt a little tinge or something, whoa, that was really on the spot. So today I got the acupressure pen out again, and I put it on spots that I had just been using. Wow, what a difference. And immediately I did feel a lot better. And I hope I can say that. I hope that one of these days I can finally be honest and be my real self and say, you know what, I love this stuff. I really do. Why don't you try it? But I can't do that. I can't say that. I can't do anything. But I want to. I don't know if you've ever just wanted to be yourself and finally say something that was really on your mind, and yet there was all these rules and regulations that you just hemming you in. I don't know why I'm even saying this, and I don't think anybody's going to listen to this video anyway, and I guess that's one reason I'm going to go ahead and put it up. But it's just that I do a lot of research before I do anything, before I try anything, and I'm not some fly-by-night person. I'm just a person that uses plain common sense, and here it is, okay? It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. Basically, you're either going to be, you believe in God or you believe in evolution. One of those, basically. And either way, it just makes sense that if it comes from the earth, it's better for you than something that man made. Okay? Now, that is not hard. That's not hard at all. So if you just think about that, that helps you weed through a lot of things that people will say. Because a lot of advice people give you is based on money, how much they're going to make out of what they tell you. So do your own research, is all I want to say. And try to be yourself. Don't be like me, who I let somebody hinder me from being my own self for years. Please don't do that. But even if you did, you can stop it. You can start speaking out if you want to. So I guess I've said enough and mouthed off, and I guess I really said it because I don't think anybody's going to look at this video. But I'm going to leave it up there. Maybe just one person might. So anyway, thank you so much for listening.